Babies are blessings and bring so much joy to the parents, but it can sometimes be very puzzling. One minute they are cooing, they are cuddly, but the next minute you notice that their eyes and their skin has turned yellow. And as a parent, panic sets in and you start to wonder what exactly is going on. So in today's video, I'll be talking about the medical condition known as neonatal jaundice. We'll be clearing some misconceptions surrounding this condition, as well as providing you with the essential fact that you need to recognize this condition promptly, as well as seek medical attention to ensure that your baby remains healthy. Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Tia and I'm a medical doctor practicing medicine here in Lagos, Nigeria. So in today's video, we're going to be looking at the medical condition called neonatal jaundice. So sit back and relax. So we begin by looking at what jaundice is. Now jaundice is very common, more commoner than you even think. It is actually one of the most common conditions that requires medical attention in the newborn. Now, jaundice is caused by the buildup or the accumulation of a chemical substance, which we call bilirubin, in the blood and in the body tissues of the newborn. This is actually what causes the yellow discolorations of the eyes and the skin that we see. So, how does this occur, or why does this occur? Bilirubin is formed when red blood cells are broken down. Now, the bilirubin form is normally supposed to be transported to the liver, where it's acted upon and converted into another chemical substance that can now be removed from the body through urine or through feces. But the problem is with the newborn is that their liver is not fully functional, fully developed, or fully matured at birth. So they may not be able to act on the bilirubin to convert it into the substance that can now be removed from the body. So the bilirubin tends to acquire and now causes this yellow discoloration of their eyes and the skin that we see as jaundice. We'll be looking at some of the misconceptions that people have with regards to the topic of jaundice. So we'll be taking them bit by bit. Now, the first one is some people believe that if you see a child whose eyes are yellow, the skin is yellow, then the mother must be a dirty person, or she probably is not taking care of the child well, as jaundice is a problem of poor hygiene. Well, the fact is this: jaundice is not as a result of poor hygiene, but rather it's as a result of a buildup of the chemical called bilirubin in the body of the child. So people believe that, oh, if you carried your baby to full term, then your baby cannot come down with jaundice, as jaundice only affects premature children. But this is not true. The fact is, jaundice can affect both full-term children, that's mature children, and premature babies. People believe that, oh, jaundice is contagious, so it can be spread from one child to the other. So when you see a child that has jaundice, please separate from other children so this child does not infect them. The fact is, jaundice is not contagious. Next, some people also believe that if you see a child that has yellowish discoloration of the eyes, then the child should be given some traditional herbs to cure whatever is causing the yellow discoloration in the child. Well, this can be very dangerous, as the herbs given to this child can cause further damage to the liver of this child, which will worsen the symptom of jaundice this child is also already experiencing. And also, the water used in preparing this the herbs might already be infected and can cause a superimposed diarrhea disease in this child. Lastly, some people believe that if children have jaundice, just leave them. As the child grows, the child will act great. Well, this can be very dangerous, especially in cases of severe jaundice, because it can cause some complications or damages rather to the developing brain of the newborn. So now that we've been able to separate the misconceptions from the facts, let's look at some important risk factors that can increase the likelihood of your baby developing jaundice. The first is the use of camphors in the preservation or in the storage of the clothing of newborns. This can actually increase their risk of developing jaundice. Another thing people do that can increase the risk of your child coming down with jaundice is the use of dusting powders or methylated powders on the newborn. This as well increases their risk of developing jaundice. Overwhelming infection, that sepsis, also increases the risk of developing jaundice. Blood group incompatibility and genetic factors like the GCSPD deficiency also increases the risk of your child developing jaundice. Now, if you've had any child that had jaundice at birth before, then the risk of your newborn developing jaundice is also increased as well. Now that we've known some of the risk factors that increases the likelihood of the newborn developing jaundice, let's look at some signs and symptoms to watch out for. If you notice that your child has yellow discoloration of the eyes or the skin, the child is lethargic, feeding poorly, the child has a very high pitch cry, then please seek medical attention promptly. Next, we'll be looking at how jaundice is managed. Now, the first thing your doctor wants to do is to determine the level of the bilirubin in the blood of your child. So, we want to know how high the level is. Now, for mild or moderate levels that are not very high, what we do is what is called phototherapy. So we put the baby under a special light. The baby stays there for a couple of days, and that usually is enough to take care of the condition in the child. But for children that we notice that the levels of bilirubin in their blood is very, very high, then a procedure known as exchange blood transfusion can be done to reduce the level of bilirubin in the blood of the child. So now that we have known what jaundice is, let's ensure that we take proactive steps to ensuring that our babies remain healthy. So that will be all for today. Thank you for joining. Please, if you have not subscribed, subscribe to my YouTube channel, like and share. I'll see you in the next video.